You're now tuned in. Yo, y'all know what it is, man. It's the boy, the kid, the boy, the one and only Moody was here. And yes, Moody is here for another episode of, a grain of salt. And like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, man, I'm the maestro, the MC, the master of the ceremony, man, of course, man. And I'm here to deliver my best grain of salt when it comes to mental health across all the ears that are listening. And the way the people that help me to do that is continue to subscribe, like, comment, and all that good stuff at 102.5 KLEK FM. You hear me? But like I said, man, let's go ahead and jump into it, man. Today we're going to be talking about weight. And when I say weight, I'm talking about W.A.I.T, and I hope I spelled that right because my dyslexia be kicking in sometimes, and I don't even be knowing it be kicking in, but it be kicking in sometimes. And I'm talking about weight. Take a moment just to wait, like Genuine. Wait a minute, don't you hear me, baby? Yeah. Just like that. Before we jump into that, man, I want to make sure I acknowledge everybody who's listening, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in and listening. I hope y'all did what y'all supposed to do this past weekend like I told y'all to make sure you set some time aside for yourself, recover, recoup. Make sure you're putting yourself in a position to be the very best version of yourself you can this week, because there's nothing wrong with resting, recovering, taking the time to be kind to yourself, saying some good things to yourself, you know what I mean? Look in the mirror and say, mirror, oh my goodness, look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I'm looking finer than I thought I was going to be when I looked in this mirror, when I peeped around that corner. But when I did peep around that corner, I said, boy, you're looking good. So I hope you did the same to yourself and told yourself great things. Look at all the progress that you've made thus far to this point. Look back just a little bit, but not too far, but just look back a little bit and see how far you came in a journey that you probably you wrote in stone so everybody could see. So whenever they came to it, they ran to it and they knew what was up. You heard me? So just take that time. And I hope you did this weekend. I hope you were kind to yourself. I hope you were kind to everybody around you. Don't be selfish with the kindness. And I hope you did that time and you used that time to the best of your ability. Now, with that being said, we are going to be talking about weight because I want to talk about my own self. Whenever it comes to every episode, whether it's on the podcast, Moody Was Here, or if it's on a radio show, Grain of Salt, whatever the case may be, man, I always, before I start talking, I always ask myself, why am I talking? A lot of times when it comes to mental health, I feel like we get in a state of feeling that we got to say something or address something. And sometimes we just ain't got to say nothing, man. Just let it be. It is what it is, man. If a cat going to lick, it's just going to lick. But whatever the case going to be, we ain't got to say something all the time. And a lot of times we say something to the point to where then it hinders us. It makes us upset about something where we look back, you know what? I should not just said nothing. I could have not said none at all. My day would have been great. Things would have been good. The sky would have still been blue. The birds would have still been chirping. And I would still been the goat. And everything would have been all good. But sometimes I allow myself to talk when I should have just asked myself, why am I talking? And that's really what it comes down to. And that's what we're going to talk about today a little bit. And I'm not going to hold you long. Like the pastor say, I ain't going to hold y'all long today. And y'all supposed to say, nah, go ahead, get up there. Get on up there, Moody. Go ahead, say what you got to say now. I ain't going to hold y'all long. I ain't going to hold you long. But while I do have your attention, and I hope I do have your attention, we're going to talk about weight. Now, as along with other things that I ask myself whenever I'm engaging in certain conversations, I always also ask myself, especially in particular moments that can arise that might get a little bit heated, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I'm stuck in this cycle of the same conversations with the same people over and over and over again, and I be like, man, why am I stuck in the same cycle? And then I begin to take a little bit of pause, and I remember some words that when a pastor older, he said to me, he said, you know what, Walter? He said, next time you find yourself in one of those cycles of repeating yourself and you continue to find yourself in the same type of conversation, he said, just ask yourself, what is God trying to teach me in this moment? And I said, man, you're right. A lot of times we thinking that there's something supposed to be coming out of the conversation other than a lesson to be learned. And that might be just very much the case a lot of times, and it has been a lot of times with me. It really doesn't even be that there's really something that I haven't done in the conversation that hasn't been said, that hadn't already been said. A lot of times it's just more or less like, what am I learning from this conversation that I need to continue to move forward, that I can, add into my life, that it will continue to help others, as I like to think of others first, but also help myself. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's good to be selfish in a sense, thinking about yourself and what that looks like whenever you're having these certain conversations that's going to protect your mental health. One of the things that I've been reading from, and if you haven't had the book, which I don't know why, because you're supposed to have it. If you listen to me, you gotta have the Moody Was Here book. This is the playbook right here. But I ain't gonna get on y'all today, but y'all know what it is. Y'all know what it is. One of the things I did in the Moody Was Here was wrote some of my favorite scriptures that touched me during my time of depression. But one of the things that I wrote was that comes from Job 28:28, and it says, "A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his own opinions." Now, everybody know, and everybody had the saying. Somebody that said somebody to something before that, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason, because you need to be listening twice as much as you're talking. And a lot of times we don't really even adhere to that. Like the verse said, a fool only cares about expressing their opinion. And a lot of times we get caught up in these conversations with some fools. You hear me? We get caught up in just talking to these people who they don't care about nothing that's going on in the conversation. You talking, they not even listening to you. They just sitting there trying to think about what they about to say next. And here you are giving your hard-on words to this person, your hard-on energy to this person, and they not even paying attention to you. All they care about is expressing their opinion, and they not even seeking no type of understanding. And somebody who's not seeking understanding or wisdom is sound like a fool to me. And another thing, and another thing, and another thing. I'm going to tell you something somebody told me when somebody told me to somebody else. They said, don't argue with fools, because from a distance, people can't tell which is which. I'm going to say it one more time just in case you didn't catch it. Don't argue with fools, my people, because from a distance, people can't tell which is which. People can't tell if you the fool or if they the fool, because it all looks the same whenever it's in the context of that argument. So don't waste your time, don't waste your energy. You know what I'm saying? If you find yourself in a conversation where it continues, it's going, and you like, bro, why am I keep having the same conversation? I know I'm expressing myself in a way that this person should be understanding me, but that's the thing, they not trying to seek understanding, so you caught up in a cycle of a fool conversation. You having a fool's conversation. And yeah, you might be the one that's within that conversation who's not the fool, but you can, at that point, what does it matter if you're not the fool? Because it looks the same on both ends of the stick. You hear me? I'm just saying. I'm just trying to tell y'all something that somebody told me, and somebody told me that I'm now telling you, man, in order to protect your mental health at all costs. Another thing I wanted to harp on, whenever we talk about saying when to say something, when not to say something in different conversations, a wise man by the name of Aubrey Graham, also known as Drake, he said something once before that was so prolific that I don't even know if he knew it was so prolific. But he said that a wise man once said nothing at all. A wise man once said nothing at all. You feel me? A lot of y'all need to go ahead and listen to my boy Drake, because he dropping gems when he's saying that. Because a lot of times we feel the need of that we gotta say something. Oh, we gotta say something. We gotta respond. We gotta come in when somebody else then put something out there, and you just gotta do it, and it's itching on you, so you gotta jump into it, and you find yourself, like I said, in a fool's conversation, and then that's the thing that ends up dragging you down. And for what? Sometimes the best thing to say is nothing at all. You ain't even gotta say nothing. You ain't even gotta entertain it by any means. You'll walk away knowing you said nothing, not a word. You looked at the conversation. When you saw the conversation, you said, you know what? It don't smell right to me. It don't look right. It don't smell right. It don't taste right. You know what? I ain't even gonna taste it because I wouldn't even got that close to it because it already done seen so many red flags. You know what? Pause that. I seen all the caution flags, all the yellow flags before I got there. So I'm not even finna even touch that. You know what I mean? But the thing is, a lot of times we feel like we have to address certain things. We have to talk, and that's not even our place. There's plenty of times that I've been so grateful and thankful for myself that I didn't even engage in certain conversations because you know what? Not necessarily that it was going to be a waste of time, but it was just going to be a waste of my mind. Why? Why am I talking? You know what I mean? Like, why am I talking right now in this moment? Why am I like just gonna do something that's gonna continue to stay on me for the rest of the day? Because most times you get caught up in a fool's conversation, like they don't even care about that conversation no more once they leave. You done got all mad and hot and pissed and everything like of that matter, and then boom, they over with. Then you carry that for the rest of the day, the rest of the week, the rest of the month, and all you have to do is just not even say nothing. Not even let yourself get engaged into the point to where you're so invested in that fool's conversation that now it's all over you. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I mean? So a lot of times, man, you ask yourself, why am I talking? That's why I ask myself. I take a moment. I wait. I feel that little bubble in my stomach because we all feel it when we know we need to say something. We need to get something off our chest. We need to pop it off real quick. But then you know what? You look at yourself now that you done grown, you done matured, you done actually got to a point in your life that you know what? You ain't got to do all that anymore. You're going to sit up there and just wait for a second. You're going to take that big, you're going to take that woosah moment and you're going to ask yourself, you know what? Why am I talking? Go through that list of things in your mind, that checklist of why there's a reason for you to respond. Why would there be a reason for you to entertain this conversation? Why would I have to even feel like I need to move forward in the conversation? And if you can't come up with a valid reason on why, let it be. You know what I'm saying? Give them that, oh, okay, I got you, no doubt. Word, bet. Okay, good. Yep, so I'm listening to you. I'm listening to you, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing, and then be done with it. Listen and keep going. Be an active listener. I ain't telling you never to not listen because, it's good to listen. Be an active listener. And the way to be that is by listening to the point to where you're able to summarize something back to them. So, for example, if you're talking to me and me talking to you, and I said something to you to the sense of like, Walter Moody is the greatest of all time. We already know this. There's no reason for us to even debate this. You know what? If you want to debate, I'm down to debate. But we all know Moody is the greatest of all time, the master of ceremonies, of anything that comes to his plate. When he walks in the court, everybody know what it is. They bow down. They say, Moody, Moody, Moody. And then if you on the other side of that feeling like I'm not in the right, which would be awkward, but you ain't got to respond to that. You can listen to me. And then if you wanted to, you can summarize that by saying, you know what, I hear what you're saying. And based on what you're saying, you feel like Moody is the greatest of all time, the GOAT, the G-O-A-T, the MC, the master. And then boom, conversation over with. You didn't agree with him. You didn't necessarily disagree with him. You affirmed by letting them know that you were listening to him, by summarizing it back to him, but you didn't even you didn't even take the time to engage in the conversation to where you felt like you needed to debate with them, something that you may or may not be on the same page with them. But guess what? They felt better about the conversation. They left feeling good, and then, is what it is. And you know what? You protected your mind. Nothing from that was going to come anyway. Why am I talking? Was no reason to. You know what I mean? So you just kept it moving. And a lot of times that's all it takes. Instead of taking those moments in order to engage in a fool's conversation, man, next time you find yourself in a situation where you feel like this is about to be a fool's conversation, just hit that wait button and then think to yourself, you know what? Why am I talking? If there's a reason for me to talk, checklist. All of them showing no, there's no need for me to talk. Let me just continue to be a good person in regards to a good conversationalist and listen. Because a lot of times we forget that part of the conversation is the listening part as well. We just want to talk. We just want to pop our gums. You heard me? You just want to flap that mouth. You heard me? But a lot of times we miss out on the opportunity to active listen. Because if you active listening to certain people, you'll pick up, you know what? I'm not even gonna be in this conversation next time I go around because I listened so much on the front end that I know the second time and this third time around it ain't gonna be no different. So why even put myself in a position to even get caught up in the fool's conversation? And then from a distance, people gonna know who is who. So that's my tidbit for today. For the most part, you feel me? I just want us to get out there and be able to put ourselves in a position that we're not only doing things that are just passively coming to us in life, but I want us to leave here and I want to give y'all some things, exercises that are able to you can implement into your life right now. As a trainer, that's what I do. I'm just not gonna tell you, you know, you can do it, you can pat on the back. I'm not gonna just give you something, man. You come to the gym, and this is where we at right now. Right now, when y'all hear me on 102.5 right now, this is our mental health gym. We in the gym right now. I'm Moody. I'm the trainer. Y'all, the clients, y'all listening to me, and I'm not gonna just give you something to tell you, this is butterflies and rainbow. I'm gonna give you something in order to like get that work in, to get them gains in, to get those mental health gains in. So in order to get them mental health gains in, I'm gonna give you a workout plan. So your workout plan is to wait. I want you to wait this week. Whenever you get as many weight reps you can, get as many weight reps you can. That's a tongue twister. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep trying it though. Get as many weight reps you can this week in order to you build up a set. Get a set of them. Get like anytime you have an opportunity, you engage in the conversation. Just wait. Just wait all week. Just wait. You get to this point till you just cocky. Get so point to the point that you so cocky, you start looking like them people who know how to do that Tamia line dance. Like had that stank face on. Just like every time somebody trying to have a conversation with them, you just sit back and you wait and you ask yourself before you even let anything come out your mouth. Why am I talking? And if ain't nothing gonna check off that checklist, don't say nothing. Keep it pushing, keep it moving, be an active listener, and keep it going. I'm pumping y'all up in this gym. I'm telling y'all, this is what you gonna do. And this is how you gonna make that difference in your life. You want change? Here go the change. I'm up here. I'm the cashier. I'm over here. Give me a change. I'm trying to let you know what to do moving forward. And the first thing I'm letting y'all to do all this week, whenever you get in a conversation, I'm gonna keep repeating it because I also know that repetition makes sets and sets makes gain. I didn't say something that y'all even know. I done told you. Get your sets in. Get your reps in. Put the work in, and you're gonna do that. And that's what I want y'all to do. Sit back and wait this week. Don't get caught up in food conversations. Just make sure you're doing what you need to do in order to move forward in your best self. You hear me? And that's all we're going to do, like we always do here on 102.5. But nevertheless, listen to me, don't listen to me. At the end of the day, I'm going to give you what I got, and that's my grain of salt for the week. But before I get up out of here, man, I want to thank everybody who listens to 102.5, everybody who contributes to what we do, everything that we do in order to keep these views and keep these voices going across the airway, man. Y'all are the greatest of all time. I'm the greatest of all time. But y'all are just as much as influential and just as much as empowering when it comes to like the growth of what we're trying to do in this community. So make sure when you out there, you represent yourself, you represent what we look alike across the board, and as a unit, as a team, we're gonna be in numbers, and when everybody knows in numbers, things get done. I am the G, the O, the A, the T, the master, Moody, and this was another Moody Monday. I see y'all soon. 7 days. Or sooner than that. We'll see. Oh, before I go, Suicide Man tour coming soon, man. Make sure y'all start marking your calendars off September 7th, September 7th, September 7th, 8, 9, 10. 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to be dropping that information soon, man. So make sure y'all be listening in for that because you're going to need to be there. It's a transformative event that you're gonna, man, I can't even express to y'all how big this is gonna be. It's a transformative event. Y'all say y'all want change, y'all say y'all want to move these stones, y'all want to get from A to B to B to C, man. I got the alphabet lined up for you, and we're gonna make sure you there. So we're gonna be doing this in September. We a month away. Make sure you're ready to roll, man. Make sure you're ready for change. Open that body up and ready to be transformed into the version of yourself that's gonna be out here being what it is. Until the meantime, in between time, I see y'all. Moody.